Good morning. I want you who occasion to watch my stuff to realize that we're living in times that are beyond our control. And what we do with our lives is totally up to you. You cannot be coerced, not by government, not by politicians, to do anything that you choose to hold as valuable, if you count your life as being less important than those things that you choose to believe in. There's a little lady. Oh, I'm telling you, I so admire Zelensky. I so admire Donald Trump. I so admire the little lady who worked at the Russian TV station owned by the dictator Vladimir Putin, that she had enough guts to hold the sign up behind the news broadcaster and say, "No war. The war is wrong. No, no, no war." Knowing full well that that little lady would probably die. And 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 my prayer is that she doesn't. I I believe because I choose to believe in something bigger and greater than myself, bigger, greater than the life that I live. And I don't know the timelines in terms of what I know what is going to happen. I don't know when it is going to happen. That's what I'm saying. The reason I know what is going to happen is because I've read the book, the Bible, my point of reference. I've studied humanity. I've studied people. I've studied abusers. A year ago now, a year ago January, right up close and personal. I watched Vladimir Putin. Only his name was Kyle. And but I watched what a bully does when he feels that there is no resistance to his game plan, where he feels that through domination he can control a person, a people, a country. That's what Putin does. That's what Putin believes. I truly believe that. Yes, Chinese, CCP, Xi Jinping, they are going to take over Taiwan because there's no one in leadership in the States who is cognitive enough to understand there's something more important than the Green New Deal. There's something more important than global warming. Let me tell you, Putin pushes a button when he gets disenchanted with the U.S., but I can't see that happening because Biden just does what Putin wants, and or Putin does what Biden wants. So perhaps it won't get nuclear between Soviet Russia and the U.S. Boy, if Iran continues to develop their nuclear armament, as they have been doing for years, in spite of every effort that Obama, geez, what a guy. I said to a friend, he actually was my brother-in-law from California, and I said, the first black president of the United States of America, I said, could you not have gotten someone who is a little smarter? I mean, because what Obama did was he played the world. I mean, he did. Biden's playing the world. Justin Trudeau, he's playing Canada. The things that that Justin Trudeau did to the Canadian Freedom Convoy. That was abuse. That was evil. That was sin. An average protester. Canadians don't protest. I mean, some do, but very small group. But I believe from the news reports that I was listening to, and not just on the news, that a third of all Canadians stood with a Freedom Convoy. Yes, stood with them against government overreach, government excesses, and I believe it's correct. I believe that the Canadian Freedom Convoy were right. I visited for a short bit of time down at the Coutts border. Did several videos on it. It was like an old-fashioned tent meeting where God was spoken of a lot by those Christians, those people who chose to believe in something bigger than themselves, who were protesting. Yes, they were truckers, but they were protesting as we should be protesting. But our protestations, the time for them is fast running out. How soon? I've said before, probably 2025 will be the next great world war. And we're already in the third one. It hasn't been declared. People lying in the streets in the Ukraine, bleeding, women, children. I mean, what what more can you say? So what more can you say? You need to see what is happening in the Ukraine multiplied by 10, brought to North America. I mean, you can't stop it. You can't, you don't want to implement it. You don't want to enable the abuser, Putin, Xi Jinping, Biden, Trudeau. But I guess that's what has happened. And so don't despair, people. Don't despair. Pray. Think about something that's bigger than yourself. A bodybuilder, a woman, a nutritionist, she I think the most beautiful woman I ever saw. Also, one of the smartest. Said fear is debilitating, and it is. And in her mind's eye, fear was the greatest enemy that we as a people, Canadian, but people of the world, would have occasion to fight against, and it is. But fear is an instrument of Satan. It is a spirit, demonic, and it is debilitating, and it will rob you of your love, joy, peace, which comes only not from your self-contentedness, not from your looking in the mirror and saying, "Oh my, aren't we pretty?" Well, I look in the mirror. I've never once said that about myself because I know it. I'm kind of rough, and I try to use the restraint that God gave me in curbing my mouth, and it's a challenge. So I humbly apologize if I screw up every now and again. People say if you do not have a good vocabulary and are unable to articulate that English language or whatever language, you will use words that you shouldn't use in order to give emphasis to the words that you do use. It's called swearing. Them's the breaks. So, I have outlined for you what I believe is going to happen, and it's not a political thing. It's not. It's not a scare tactic. It's not any of those things. It is the recognition that this seems to be very similar to what I've read in Scripture. It seems as though this is what we're going to walk in, but there is hope. I I insist on being positive. Now, if being positive means you mention negative things that are happening or will happen, have happened, then I guess I failed. But on the other side of the coin, if you can look at the failures that have gone on before, um, and if you can look at Olena Genez over in the Ukraine, and if you can say there is hope, even in death, there is hope, and there is, because this life is very temporary. People speak of people groups before us. I don't really think this is the first time that Earth has been occupied, but I'll tell you this, the one who I refer to as the Creator, he is not surprised about anything. And he has a game plan. And his recognition of mankind and our inability to determine anything other than, do we have to go to the washroom right now? And but God's understanding of us is complete, full, all encompassing. He made us. Not through evolution. Give me a break. There is such a thing, in my opinion, as regional evolution, the elongating of a bird's beak in order to acclimate themselves to drinking the nectar, uh, collecting the nectar out of the bottom of a very long flower. But it's not evolution as we know it. It's not. Um, it's not. It's not what you were taught in school. Well, when I was a kid, we weren't taught evolution. We were taught to say the Lord's Prayer and stand and honor Canada, and we did. And and as kids, that's what indoctrination is all about. We were indoctrinated to honor God, honor each other, honor country, honor education, honor all those things, respect, all those things. Nowadays, you're taught Darwin's theory of evolution. Darwin himself said, listen, if you don't find in the next 100 years hundreds of thousands of transitional forms between the species through archaeology, you must need set aside my thesis on evolution. Because without transitional forms, his theory of evolution didn't work. And I don't give a rat's ass if you're an atheist, an agnostic, or same thing really, or Christian, or Muslim. I don't. You make your choices. You do. And you walk in them. But I caution you, make your choices wisely. Look at all the evidence. Look at all the religions of the world. And then you make your choice. It's your choice. It's no one else's. I can't tell you how to choose. I will say, choose wisely, children, because you only have really one choice. Although your opinion can change as long as yet you're still breathing. When you stop breathing, your option of choices is ended. It's simple. So choose wisely. Look at every religion of the world. I particularly really love Jewish religion, Jewism, whatever you call it. Hey, I'm a trucker. I'm a haul truck guy. I'm a rancher whose ranch has gone away, and I, I just choose to believe, as I've mentioned innumerable times, I choose to stand against abuse of women and children, against abuse by politicians of the peoples of the world. I choose to stand for the one that I call the Creator and His Son, Jesus. But you choose. You choose. It's your choice. It's up to you. I just showed encouragement, children. Choose wisely. Choose wisely. God bless. Don't you fear. There's nothing. I like what Churchill said. It was something like, something, oh geez. There is nothing to fear but fear itself. And then he says, we will fight and we will never give up. Churchill, he chose. First smoke I ever had that I remember was 7 years old, and it was a White Owl cigar. And I think of Churchill, and I think of that half-smoked cigar jammed in his mouth, and that little Englishman, he just laid her out there. Well, oh, he was probably Irish. God bless you. Truly, God bless. I have to do a little computer work in order to perhaps be ready to do a job thing. But I won't be far from my heart, or won't be far from trying to speak into your heart, encourage you. Don't you fear. Determine what you believe. Believe it. Walk in it. It's your choice. God bless.